Good mornings, Twin Saults, Algoma, and Chippewa. Welcome to Special Report for Thursday, October the 1st. We have now moving into fall. Now that we've hit October, obviously the leaves have been changing for a couple of weeks, but
yes.
Yeah, we're starting to hit the fall months now. So welcome to colder temperatures. It was definitely colder this morning when I came out.
Yeah, we're in for a treat over the next couple of mornings.
Yeah, I think today is the high of like 10 or 11 or something.
It's going to be... it's not going to be that high today, about 9.
Yeah, well, fall's starting with a bang.
Yes.
So, good times, good times. Okay, this is the last special report because on Monday we will have a whole new lineup, and in the morning you will see First Local Mornings, which will also feature Dan and myself, as well as Colette will be back for that as well. And we'll also be carrying other types of programming during the day. My show will come back as well as Chris Holcorn Show, Thursdays at 7 p.m. and also repeated on the weekends. So you'll see a different type of lineup and type of content we'll be covering. We'll be covering a lot more press conferences, particularly local stuff. You'll see a lot more local news throughout the day. And come back for that on Monday when we launch at 8 a.m. First Local Mornings. So come back for that.
That's right. We're going to take the Friday to get everything all set up.
Yes, we have to do all kinds of stuff on Friday to get all set up, ready to go.
Yeah.
But and we're brought to you by KC Securities. So thank you very much to KC Securities for your sponsorship.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
With the owner sitting right next to me. Okay, today we got a couple different press conferences we'll be covering today. We'll have Justin Trudeau on at 11 a.m. this morning. And then we'll also be carrying Doug Ford this afternoon, 1 p.m. He's at Queen's Park. Christine Elliott, Deputy Premier Minister of Health, will be there, as well as Dr. Marilee Fullerton, who's the Minister of Long-Term Care, and Dr. David Williams, who's our Chief Medical Officer of Health. It's kind of been like either all 4 of them or 3 of the 4 of them for the last few days. I'm sure they'll be giving us some more updates on what is going on with COVID-19. We just got, yesterday, we got some numbers with regards. Now, there is a new case of COVID-19 in Algoma, and we'll get to that in a sec. Before I do this next story, the case of COVID-19 in the Algoma district, we don't know if it's in a school or not, because they didn't tell us. We just know the person's self-isolating. However, the province did release numbers yesterday with regards to COVID-19 in schools across the entire province. So these numbers are across the province, not the Algoma district. There is 52 cases in schools across the province. 32 of those are with students, 8 are with staff, and 12 have not been identified yet. So they could be staff or they could be students. They haven't released that information yet. That means that we now have 342 total cases of COVID-19 in schools across the province since COVID-19 started. So that doesn't mean they're all active now. 188 of those 342 were in students. So basically a little over half were in students and the rest were in staff and teachers, administrators, and so on. We have 4,828 schools in the province, of which 282 have had at least 1 case of COVID-19, and there's presently 3 schools across the province which are closed for COVID-19 outbreaks. So as far as we know, there's no one in the school system here in Algoma district that has COVID-19. We don't know. They haven't told us. We do have 3 active cases, though, and we've got info on the 33rd.
We do. So Algoma Public Health is reporting that 33rd case in the Algoma region. The person is self-isolating at this point, and we don't know how exposure is unknown at this time. The close contacts have all been notified for this case. This person tested positive on September 26, 2020, so there's usually that few days lag before you get the test result back. So of course APH reminds everybody ongoing evidence of community spread and continue to practice physical distancing, wear your face covering if you can't physical distance and all that stuff that you normally have been told to do. Wash your hands, So
we don't actually know where that's
right. We
located.
don't know exactly unless somebody comes out and tells us.
Unless someone comes out and tells us who it is, like if it is, for example, a long-term care home or at the college or university, because one of the previous ones, I think it was 31, was at Sioux College. Amongst someone in their community, they didn't tell us if it was a student or staff or whatever. But some places are coming out and telling us that they have had outbreaks. We had couple nursing homes also come out and tell us, and so on. But if we get any more information on that, we will pass it on to you. You can check out SuonLine.com all day long for the latest news on COVID-19 and everything else happening here in your community on both the Michigan and Ontario sides of Sault Ste. Marie and surrounding areas. Now, let's talk about COVID-19 in Michigan. Alrighty, the Chippewa County Health Department has given us a COVID-19 update. They're reporting one new case of COVID-19 as well on the American side. There is also 4 recoveries as well. So 1 new case and 4 recoveries. So far, there's been 80 combined confirmed and probable cases of COVID-19 in Chippewa County, of which 64 are now recovered, leaving 16 active cases right now over in Chippewa County.
Okay. Well, we've got some good news if you want to go out for a little event. Unfortunately, you're going to have to dress warm for it. But the Culture Days Fall Market, pop-up museum.
And also probably an umbrella and rain jackets.
Yes. And, just a few years ago, it was very warm on September 30th, October 1st. So it just changes, and every year you never know what you're going to get. But from Thursday, October 1st, which is today, 4 to 7 p.m., the SSM Downtown Association and Sault Ste. Marie Museum will keep the Culture Days celebrations going with a fall market behind the museum. So they will be located at 690 Queen Street East, behind the museum, where tents will be set up with vendors, artists, food and beverages, and community-engaged art activities. So also, tents will be adequately spaced, in case you're wondering, to adhere to physical distancing guidelines, and masks are required for shoppers and browsers.
Yeah, and they're limiting, I believe it's to 10 vendors this year, so that they can be spaced out enough as well.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's outdoors. So
and it's outdoors. So, your chances of catching COVID-19 outdoors, particularly if they're asking you to wear a mask, is very, very low. Mm-hmm. So,
absolutely,
it's actually a very safe activity to do.
Yes.
If you want to get out and actually go to an event of some kind. So, it is nice to see some things are still going on. They're just moving them outdoors.
That's right.
Yep.
Well, we can. Yeah.
Well, can't do it indoors, so might as well try and do it outdoors while we still can.
That's right.
We'll have the weather in just a sec, but going back to COVID-19 cases here in Ontario. Yesterday we saw 625 new cases of COVID-19, with more than half being in the Greater Toronto area. This means our rolling 7-day average is at 507. Back in early August, it was as low as 85. But 484 of the 625 cases were in the GTA, 288 in Toronto, 97 in Peel, 41 in New York, 25 in Durham, and 33 in Halton Region. Now, public health officials are warning that we've been talking about this for about 9-10 weeks, where 60 to 70% of the cases every day were in people under the age of 40. They're now saying they're seeing a resurgence of cases in people outside of that age bracket. They didn't tell us how many cases were yesterday in the under 40 age bracket, but they did say they're now starting to see a resurgence in cases of people over the age of 40.
That's right.
And they just want you to ask that you be extra careful when you're out, particularly like if you're going to Culture Days, wear the mask if you can. If you have a medical exemption, obviously you don't have to, but try and social distance at least. Also, we have 150 people in the hospital right now with COVID-19. 35 are intensive care units. They didn't give us numbers on ventilators, which means it is less than 5 people in the province are on a ventilator for COVID-19. So stay tuned all day. We'll have the updated COVID-19 numbers for today later in the morning as well on SuonLine.com.
Absolutely. Make sure you check it out. And we have some news on the fatal motor vehicle collision, which was on September 27th, 2020 at approximately 8 a.m. Members of the Sault Ste. Marie detachment of the OPP, EMS, and Batchewana Fire and Rescue responded to a single motor vehicle collision on Highway 17 North. A motor vehicle was traveling northbound, crossed the oncoming lane of traffic, and entered the ditch where the vehicle rolled. The driver of the motor vehicle, Donald Carroll Burns, a 31-year-old from Wawa, Ontario, was pronounced deceased at the scene. So our condolences to the family and friends.
And Governor Whitmer has extended the state of emergency in Michigan until October 27th. She has to redo it every 28 days, just like they have to do here in Ontario. And so the executive order for state of emergency means that she can mobilize resources quicker, because she doesn't necessarily have to go to put it in a bill to do it. She can actually just do it basically with an executive order. Obviously, there's some other ones that they put in as well. Continued use of electronic signatures is allowed, as well as remote notarization. Same with witnessing and visitations. Also, Whitmer has extended the restrictions on healthcare facilities, residential care facilities, congregate care facilities, and juvenile justice facilities, as well the temporary safety measures that were put in for food selling establishments, pharmacies, will continue to be there, as well as you can renew your licenses for the food service industry remotely. You don't actually have to physically go in and do anything. So they're extending all of the safety requirements that they've been putting in since the beginning of COVID-19.
Right. Yeah.
So,
and they just have to do that.
They have to do it basically every 28 days.
Okay, so we'll look outside here. We're going to look at our camera, which is sponsored by wirelesscom.ca. Well, not too much of an exciting day today. It's going to be a mix of everything once again. Kind of how it was overnight. There was rain pockets and then it was clear. But we will see things drop. I'll have some details coming up after the break on how you may see some snow in our region, as well as the 3-day forecast regional temperatures. They're all coming up. We want to thank Northern Lights Detailing as well at 632 Great Northern Road for sponsoring our weather. We'll be right back after this break.
Even though we can't always meet in person, we can still listen.
Even though schools are closed, help is still available in your community.
Even though you may be worried, services and supports are still here.
In stressful times like these, families need mental health supports more than ever.
We are here to make sure you can stay connected to your community and culture.
Nous savons qu'il peut être difficile de rester à la maison, mais vous n'êtes pas seul.
And we know asking for help for yourself and others can be hard.
But there are people in your community who are ready to support you.
No matter your age, gender, sexual identity, race, or culture.
No matter the day, time, or issue.
We're here to help.
December 21st, they're going to sacrifice a young girl.
Escape through a narrow underground high-tension electrical tunnel.
And good morning and welcome back to this final special report, morning edition on your October 1st. Welcome to October, everybody. It's cooling down a little bit out there. We'll mention a few Facebook shout-outs right now, and then Chris and I will get to some more later on as well. So good morning to Vano, Carolyn, hi Mom, Chris, of course, and Glenn, and also to Tammy. So good morning to everybody watching this morning. If you want to interact with us, rather, go to Facebook, go to Sioux Online Facebook, and you can click on the live video and put in a comment there. It could be a Facebook shout out or a birthday shout out, anniversary shout out. Make sure you put it in there and we'll get to it. So I've mentioned before numerous times how we may see some snow beginning of October. Quickly, this part of Canada is going to wake up today or see some snow. If you are in Northern Labrador, you are set to experience the first fall blizzard of 2020 today. The official blizzard criteria across Canada is at least 4 hours of snow or blowing snow, sustained winds of 40 kilometers or greater, and visibility reduced to 400 meters or less. So if you are in Northern Labrador, enjoy the first blizzard. All right, well, we aren't going to see a blizzard here, but we are going to see some activity. As you can see on the radar, we've got the low pressure system here right below us. There's a little bit of a pocket of showers here. We had lots of showers roll through, particularly between 3 and 4 in the morning. There was a bit of a downpour, and then they moved through. Things are clearing up, but we are going to see a mix of quite a bit of stuff today going on. So get ready. We are going to cool down as well. So we are going to, okay, we'll get to our temperatures here first. Expected highs. Not very high today. 6 degrees in Thunder Bay, 5 in Wawa and Timmins, 10 here in Sault Ste. Marie, 9 in Elliott Lake, and 10 in Sudbury. And those overnight lows, look at this. -1 in Thunder Bay, -2 in Wawa, 0 in Timmins. 1 degree here in Sault Ste. Marie, 0 back in Elliott Lake, and then back up to 1 in Sudbury. So make sure you bundle up. It is going to be chilly. As mentioned, we're sitting at 10 degrees. It's overcast out there right now. It will stay that way for the majority of the day. However, we do have a 70% chance of showers this morning, changing over to 30% this afternoon. We will see winds gust up to 60 once again, sustained around 20 to 25 kilometers an hour. And overnight, we will see a 30% chance of showers, and we'll see a wind chill of -7 overnight. We also have a chance of flurries overnight mixed with rain, so keep that in mind. A low of 1 degree. And into Friday, we continue the cooling trend, mainly cloudy. We are going to see only a high of 8 degrees and a low of 0 overnight. Cloudy periods with a 40% chance of rain or snow showers once again on Friday night. And you'll see there on Saturday, the sleet icon is up as well, because we may see that Saturday morning. And then we will turn into a mix of sun and clouds with a high of 9 on Saturday. And we'll only get down to 3 overnight on Saturday. Now, things change a little bit on Sunday. We get a mix of sun and cloud, 10 degrees and a low of 7. We'll just be cloudy on Sunday night. Then, I do have good news for your 7-day forecast coming up. We're going to slowly creep back up again, get back to around normal temperatures, and get a bit of a reprieve from the rain or snow, depending on what we get. So make sure you are prepared. Get those winter tires on soon. It is October 1st, so just reminding you to drive safe if we do get some snowfall. All right, Chris and I will be back after this break with more local news. We want to thank Northern Lights Detailing for sponsoring our weather, and we will be right back after this break.
A message from the Government of Canada.
It's been a while since I've seen Joe. We were a couple of pranksters, and Joe was always full of surprises. But today, he's the one in for a surprise.
The thing is, Joe doesn't live here anymore. For people living with dementia, getting lost can happen unexpectedly. Are you ready to help? Help people living with dementia live safely in our communities. Contact your local Alzheimer's Society and visit findingyourwayontario.ca.
Canada United is a movement to show local businesses some love. Right now, they could use our support more than ever. So we're asking Canadians to buy local and spread the word. And every time you watch our videos or like our posts, we'll contribute 5 cents to small business relief, starting with this video. So keep watching and tell your friends, because buying local can make a big impact. And small actions can too. Canada United. Together we can make a difference.
And welcome back to Special Report for Thursday, October the 1st. We have now hit fall. Thank you to KC Securities for your sponsorship of the morning show. And on Monday, you will see a new morning show called First Local Mornings, and it'll be Colette, myself, and Daniel. So make sure you come back Monday morning at 8 a.m. when we launch the new format for On TV. Okay, first up, more closures on I-75. Keep in mind, the I-75 business Spur Lane there's one lane closed there until October the 2nd. And now another I-75 closure. This one will start on Monday, October the 5th, so same day that First Local starts here on TV. And its estimated completion date is November the 13th, which is a Friday, which probably means more like December 13th. The Department of Transportation is basically investing $422,000. It's to put in a new warning system, as well as some lighting upgrades while you approach the International Bridge on the North I-75 part, basically into Ste. Marie. So that will start on October 5th on Monday. So there'll be a second closure on I-75 in the Sault Ste. Marie area.
Good to know, good to know. Public assistance is requested from the Sault Ste. Marie Police Service in a motor vehicle collision. So on September 30th, 2020 at 7:22 a.m., officers with patrol services responded to a motor vehicle collision on Carmen's Way. A pickup truck had been traveling southbound on Carmen's Way and struck an adult female pedestrian in the area of Albert Street West. The pedestrian was taken to hospital with life-threatening injuries. Anyone with information on this is asked to contact traffic services at 705-949-6300, extension 348. They're looking for some assistance there. So if you have anything you saw or any information, give them a call.
And on Tuesday night, we saw the first presidential debate, the first of three presidential debates between Biden and President Trump. The League of Women Voters is having two different debates, not for presidency, obviously, but one is for the Chippewa County Commission Candidate Forum, which will be on Wednesday, October the 7th at 8 p.m. That is for all the candidates running for the County Commission. And then as well on Thursday, October the 15th at 7 p.m., they will be having one for Michigan's 107th House District as well. So we will actually be carrying both those debates here on TV, and we'll be covering it on Sault Online as well. So make sure you come back here for that.
That's good. Yeah, we're carrying more stuff on both sides. And speaking of Michigan, hunters get ready to take on the woods. Or take to the woods, rather. Archery deer season opens Thursday, and it's open statewide October 1st through November 14th and December 1st through January 1st. Archery deer hunters in the Lower Peninsula have the option to take antlerless deer with their deer or deer combo license. In the Upper Peninsula, hunters can now take an antlerless deer with either a deer or deer combo license during the archery season, except in deer management units 27, 31, 36, 42, 66, 127, and 131.
And
yeah, so
alrighty, time for some football tonight.
Sports.
One of these teams will actually now have finally won a game, so it should be exciting. 2 0-3 teams are going at it tonight in Thursday night football.
They're forced. One of them will have no choice.
Someone's going to win. Someone's going to win a game, their first game tonight, just by default of showing up. The Denver Broncos are taking on the New York Jets. Obviously, they're both 0-3. Then also the Jays. They had a short-lived playoff. So short that they used the minimum amount of games required to take themselves out. They lost last night 8-2 versus Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays won the wild card series 2-0 and move on to the next round. As well, the Yankees and the Indians went at it as well. And the New York Yankees scored 10. The Cleveland Indians scored 9. Yankees won both games, so they move on to the next round out of the wild card as well. The other series are still going on.
Yes.
But we'll know who they play on Monday for you. We'll have the updates on that. Okay, I've got a couple Facebook shoutouts before we hit a commercial. We got a bunch of Facebook shoutouts here. So good morning to Tammy Lynn, Vanyo, Carolyn, yep, and then also Glenn. So good morning to you all. And we're going to hit a commercial break, and we'll be back with the 70 forecast right after this.
At the Canadian Cancer Society, we will never stop supporting those affected by breast cancer through research, our helpline, and being there when you need us. Join us and never stop running.
Recently, the Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades, including installation, are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
For all those times. Every 3 seconds, someone will develop Alzheimer's, a fatal disease that steals your memories and makes you forget the people you love most. Fortunately, there is hope. Today, researchers believe a cure is just a few years away.
It's okay, Daddy, you can go. Just go.
For just $9 a month, you can fund research for a cure and make history by ending this disease.
And good morning, welcome back to Special Report, just after 8:26 on Thursday, October 1st. And we're going to get into that 7-day forecast for you, which has a mixed bag of everything and potentially some snow showers coming our way. So keep that in mind. Friday, we're only going to see a high of 8, and Saturday we have a chance of some sleet and snow overnight in the morning there, from Friday overnight into Saturday morning. Then we'll see a mix of sun and clouds Sunday and Monday, 12 degrees by Monday, and then up to 14 on Tuesday, back to the rain, and down to 10 on Wednesday. Overnight lows are 0 Friday night, but they're creeping back up. We'll be at 11 degrees on Tuesday and then fluctuating back down to 6 by next Thursday. Want to mention for Northern Lights, I got a message from the owner, Marnie, would like me to mention that if you book any detailing service in October, you'll get $10 off your next tint job on your vehicle. So thank you to Northern Lights for sponsoring our weather. And we're going to look at the Weather Watcher now. And this one's an interesting one. It's some construction on Bay Street. So
it's nice to see them making progress.
Yes. See, Dan Gray is everywhere.
I know.
Dan just loaded me up with Weather Watcher photos that I just featured like a whole bunch of his this week. You know, I got to get through them. So that's autumn construction. I labeled that as. Of course, this was a little bit back when it was a sunny day. But if you do have some photos, send them to ontvweather@gmail.com. Weather related, include your name and location. They go up to SiouxOnline.com every morning, as well as on Will Be First Locals every morning at 8 a.m. and also on the weather report. So make sure you do that.
Yes, and also there's also a sewer work on McNabb. It started yesterday. It's supposed to take 2 days, so hopefully McNabb, it's basically right near Canadian Tire, right next to where Northern Credit Union is. If you do need to access Northern Credit Union, you can through Chappelle Street, but you won't be able to do it off of McNabb. So that's closed for some sewer work for a couple days. They're hoping to have it open tomorrow. So if you can avoid that area, I would highly advise it. Also, we'd like to thank all of our sponsors, Casey Security for sponsoring the Special Report, Northern Lights Detailing for sponsoring the weather, WirelessCom for sponsoring the pictures that you get to see each morning from downtown. This is the last Special Report. We created Special Report when COVID-19 started, and we are now rebranding all of our stuff starting Monday. You will see First Local Mornings, which will be all local news for both Sioux, Michigan and Sioux, Ontario, as well as Algoma and Chippewa as well. You'll see new branding. My show comes back next Thursday at 7 p.m. It will be a weekly show and then also repeated on weekends. You'll see a lot more press conferences covered during the day. You'll see a lot more committees covered. You'll see things from Queen's Park, such as Question Period from Ottawa as well. You'll also see stuff from the Michigan House and Senate as well as the U.S. House and Senate too. So you're going to see a lot of more content, a lot more live content, and a lot more local content repeated throughout the day. You'll be able to come back here multiple times a day and get updates of local news.
Absolutely.
Speaking of updates, today at 11 a.m. we have Justin Trudeau, and then at 1 p.m. we have Doug Ford. See you back here on Monday morning at 8 a.m.
Have a great day, everyone.